The Christmas season is approaching, and I'm going back through the pastures back here. We got several cedar trees that are around, and we're going to take some cuttings and see can I get some sprays of cedar that we can put around the mantelpiece and around the Christmas village that the Mrs. sets up every year, and see how that's going to be looking. So I thought I'd just bring you along with me if I don't step in a hole while I'm trying to walk and talk at the same time. It's challenging for an old man sometimes, but I think let me swing the camera around and let you see what I'm looking at. That's kind of where we're headed, down through there, but I've got all that over there too, so hopefully I won't have to walk all the way around through there. I've got one couple of big cedar trees right here coming up, but I'm gonna take some time, I think, to stop right here and see what I can get done. Okay, I found a good spot to try to get a few, and we'll just do that and see how this works out for us. Some nice sprigs like that. I don't mind doing this kind of stuff. This is part of Christmas, and I really enjoy doing these kinds of things. It makes the house very warm and atmospherically warm, not temperature wise warm. But it does put around a lot of good Christmas cheer around the house, and just makes things look so much nicer. And if you saw my last video about giving thanks, we had all my wife's family down every Thanksgiving as our tradition, and then her sister usually has the Christmas Eve party with all her family gathering again on Christmas Eve. Well, this year that got changed to be at our house again. So just a few weeks from now, we'll be having another big gathering like we just had for Thanksgiving. And so I'm trying to get some things set up for this and trying to get that took care of. And but anyway, that puts me out here in the woods or back here in the pasture trying to trim up some of this stuff and get some of these things ready. I got that done. I think I got a pretty good little basket full, and I'll be walking back on up toward the house here in just a minute. You know, this gardening season this year, right now, and here we are between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you can actually plant a few things this time of year. If you got your beds ready and stuff like that, you can plant some of your flower seeds. You can also right now, you can also divide some of your hostas, some of your irises, things like that, to get in the ground and get them bedded down good before the hard freezes come. And we've already had a couple of big frosts, but they don't last too long here. So just doing stuff like that this time of the year is about all we can do. So I'm been working on that, trying to keep some of that going, taking care of some little things here and there, and see what we got today. We're going to take care of this thing for the Christmas decorations and get those put away, and then see what else we got to take care of. But kind of thing about gardening and this time of year, there's not a lot for me to do since I don't do winter gardening. And a lot of my prep is with the weed fabric that's still down out there in the walkways. But my chickens are working that over, and I'll have something up here about that too in just a minute. But a couple of weeks ago, we took a road trip, just went out cruising around, and to get to a covered bridge. And in doing that, we went by an old cotton field that was still had been harvested, but it was still full of white cotton all through it. And that just sent back memories rushing over me, and thought about it several times since then. But when I was growing up down here in the eastern side of Georgia and over close to the South Carolina line, we had a lot of cotton fields when I was a kid. We didn't, but our neighbors did, and local farmers around the area did. Well, they, as a little 10-year-old boy, it was fun running down through those cotton fields. And everybody kept telling me, wait till we pick cotton. You'll get out here and you'll have fun then. Well, they were kidding about that. They got me out there, and I worked, and I drug a Guyana bag strapped over my shoulders and picked cotton. And I did that several days during that whole cotton picking season. I did it several days a week and helped pick that cotton. And I know there were times when I had a good day, like a Saturday or something like that, and I could pick about 100 pounds of cotton in one day, but that didn't happen every day. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Looking back, got some good memories out of that. And of course, at the end of the day, they would come by with a horse-drawn wagon and pick up the big old bales of cotton that we had piled up out there. To me at the time, looked like a big sheet or a big tarp, and we just put everybody to dump their cotton there. And at the end of the day, we just tied all the corners of the sheet or the tarp together to make a huge bundle. I don't know how in the world they ever picked it up to get it up on that wagon, but we did, or they did, the adults did. But anyway, then we'd get up on that wagon, on top of that, all that cotton, and ride back to the house, and so where we were going. So that was some good memories, and I still remember that to this day. And every time I see cotton fields, it just rushes back over me. But yeah, that's the fun part about gardening. You always have some memories. You always have some things you remember about it. And I hope some of these videos I'm showing you is going to give you some thoughts and things to try and things to do. And now that a lot of you folks that watch me are retirement age like I am, I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to hear that too. And I hope I inspire you to do something. If nothing else, get out a pen and paper and write a journal about your life, and see if you can pass it on to your kids and your family. I found an old calendar one time from my grandmother. You know, you keep a calendar on the wall and you pencil in things that happened around the farm, around the house, and I found that way after she passed away. It had been put away somewhere, and I don't even remember the year on it now. But anyway, it was a long time ago, and she had put notes in there about, you know, Dad's preaching down at the church tonight, or we're going over to a revival meeting down the highway, and don't know what we'll be doing for dinner, stuff like that. But just having those notes written in her handwriting was something else. But anyway, I got a few more things to talk to you about today. Let me jump on to one of those other things right now. Take a look at these chickens for me. I don't know that I've ever had this much help around here. Look at here, girls are all gathered around and eating up their scratch feed I just put out for them. But boy, they have kept my garden walkways, my planting beds rather, stirred up quite nicely. Look at here. Here's the front half of it, and you can see, sorta, you can see the walkways, the black fabric is still down, but in between each one of those are my planting rows. Well, they have scratched and scratched and dug and scratched and just scattered it everywhere, digging through that compost, fertilizing it for me, keeping it all stirred up. So now my next step to this is to get the tarp put down on all this, because I can already see some green seeds popping up out of the ground here where they've gotten some rain on them. So yeah, I'll put that tarp down. That'll kill those off, and then we'll alternate that back and forth each year, or each month rather. I got the front half, and I'll swing around. I got the back half on this side. They haven't dug it up quite as much, but they're still working on it too. So that's about the 1st of January, first week or so in January, I'll pull the tarps over onto this side and alternate them back and forth till sometime in April. But yeah, thanks for the help, girls. I appreciate you. Well, as I was making my way back up through here, I found another little chore that I've neglected a little bit, but not intentionally. The leaves need to be picked up again, but we've getting showers here and there along the way, a few days, and then wait for it to dry out, and then we'll have a heavy dew, and it don't dry out, and then we'll get a big heavy frost. And by the time it thaws out, everything stays wet, and these leaves are hard to pick up when they're wet. So, but I'll be getting to that too. That's got to be done. Just one of those other things I'm still working on during this time of season. So, as I prepare toward Christmas, that's what's on my next list. Big thing to do around here. The rest of this stuff, just kind of take it as it comes and work on it here and there as I can to try to keep up with everything and not let it get too out of control. And of course, January, we're going to be looking at seed catalogs and getting all that stuff going. And I'm already getting anxious about that. Been doing a little bit of planning on how to do my beds this year. So just winter stuff you have to do. So there we go. Just another little chore I've got to work on. So here's a shot of the Christmas village that my wife has got finished up. Now that I've got some greenery to put with it, let's go in for a closer look and just see how it's looking. And as night falls over the village, the lights come on, the town is lit up with Christmas cheer and the warm atmosphere of Christmas. And it just paints such a wonderful picture. I enjoy just watching it and looking at it, even though nothing's moving. It's still a great feeling. So I wanted to close with this and just let you guys know I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everything that you've commented on and keep it coming. And I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.